So I eased into it very slowly, just making substitutions like instead of regular tortillas, keto tortillas, like pre-made store-bought ones. So very small changes at first to get me started. And the first week went really well. Because of that, I still allowed myself some stuff in the first week, even though I don't even think I was in ketosis, most likely. I mean, I'm not sure though. I lost 4 pounds, which is obviously a lot less than the first time I started keto, but I was so encouraged and I felt amazing. So the next week, I basically transitioned. It was within a week or two that I transitioned to fully keto. Again, I have never tracked my carbs anything other than mentally. And there are several days I probably went over 20 grams of net carbs. I don't know. But it was going well. And around that time, I discovered the Keto Twins. YouTube very kindly shared them up in the algorithm for me, and that opened an entire world that I did not know about on YouTube, which I spend a lot of time on, of keto people. Other people who are sharing their struggles, their recipes, their hacks, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. So I joined their Facebook group. I'm still in it, and I still periodically check it maybe once a week. But I checked it multiple times a day, every day. And I was looking at the recipes, and I found serious keto, high gluten, low carb, and I just discovered a community of people who were going through the same things as me, and also all of these amazing, delicious recipes. Like, I can have the foods that I've always wanted, and I was still losing weight and still feeling really good. And it was just amazing. I think I'd been on keto for 3 months when I started my YouTube channel. I love YouTube, and I've always wanted to be a creator on the platform, but I've never had a niche or something that I've been passionate enough about to like post consistently or whatever, and I'm not good at consistency anyway, so it would definitely have to be a passion. I thought it would be kind of good to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because not only would it finally fulfill my dream of being a YouTube creator and investing and being consistent in that area, because at that point I had been on keto for 3 months consistently and not cheated a single time and wasn't even tempted to cheat anymore. So it was like, I knew I could be consistent at something now. So like, now's the time to start my YouTube channel. Like, I'm in a groove with keto, let's do it. And also it doubled as accountability. You know, and my thinking was like, I'm doing all this experimenting anyway. I'm buying these ingredients anyway. I'm trying these recipes anyway. Might as well make it content, and maybe it will be helpful or funny to someone else to watch my foibles in the kitchen. Maybe it'll be good, you know, help other people find good recipes or avoid the bad ones. Like, that was helpful to me in the beginning of my journey. So I wanted to like kind of pay that back. That is the extremely brief story of how I got to being low carb or being on keto. And you know, throughout the way I learned so much, and I'm learning more every day, and there's new products hitting the shelves every day, and there's new recipes being posted every day. Like, keto is taking the world by storm, and I am so glad that I found out this information and found this community, not only when I'm so young, I'm 24, when keto is sort of, to me, on the cusp of becoming really mainstream. I mean, there's studies coming out every day talking about, all over the world, talking about the benefits of a high-fat, low-carb diet. Where does that leave me now? And as far as, you know, I said this was supposed to be New Year's reflections. So how did keto go? What happened? I told you the other weights. Okay, so as far as my weight and how much weight I lost, I've mentioned it in a couple of videos. But my first 3 months, I think I lost a little over 30 pounds. Ever since I started keto, I have weighed myself every single day with the exception of like 1 or 2 days. And the first 3 months, I lost 10 pounds every month. If I remember, I'll put the actual numbers up of how much I lost each month, because I, for the life of me, suddenly can't remember it. I'll have to look it up, and it's on my phone, which I'm filming with. All in all, where are we at right now? Where are we at right now? So since I was at my heaviest of last year, from 215.3, I am now, as of the year of our Lord, 2023, I've been on keto for 5 months and a couple of days, and I have lost over 50 pounds. Specifically, by the end of the year, I think I was 165. That's super exciting, but what does that mean? So I went from being a size like 1X shirt to a size small. Bottoms, I went from being like an XXL to an L. I do try to dress very modestly, so I do not like my skirts to be overly tight. In a traditional size, like if it fit the way that it was designed to fit, because I always size up, I would probably be in a medium or like an 8'10". I, had to buy some new clothes. I have tons of clothes that are too big for me now. I am going to be keeping some of them just because I know that I'll be pregnant in the future, so that will be useful for pregnancy. I've noticed that my skin has been a lot clearer. Okay, so that's kind of like the tangible things. I think that the intangible things, I was talking to someone today, and he had done keto for about 8 or 9 months and decided to get off of it because as he put it, he was tired of having the same textures over and over again, and he wanted crunchy things, and he just didn't feel like it was like sustainable long term. And he was telling me, like, well, you can use it to lose weight. Once you get to your goal weight, like, you need to change your perspective, and you need to you need to have basically an exit plan for how to not gain the weight back but still eat some carbs. And I said, I think I can respect that for some people, but speaking for myself, what keto has taught me is that I am an addict. I am a carb addict. It wasn't until I was free of the carb addiction, like until I had kind of had gone through withdrawal and detox or whatever, like it wasn't till months in and the cravings finally went away that I realized how much of an addict I really was. And with that came freedom, because I realized that now it doesn't have the power over me. Like, I didn't realize how much power it had over me until it didn't have power over me anymore. And I was like, wow, that control that I was craving, I got it back, but not in like a controlling way, but actually like the control felt like freedom. Having the control felt like freedom to really decide. And like, I can say with all honesty that I do not crave carbs anymore. I'm not looking for a way out or an excuse to go back to the way that I was eating. The way that I was eating made me fat and unhealthy and miserable. And the way that I was eating was all based off of an emotional coping mechanism. The way that I was eating bound me. And now I feel free. Like, I can have my keto treats and all of that, and sometimes I don't want them, but sometimes when I do, I do. And it's like, I don't know. And it's like, I can fast for the first time. Like, it's still not pleasant, but I have the willpower to do it. It gave me a lot of insights about my body too, because I started observing that there were very specific times, if I do ever have carb cravings, it's only at very specific times, and it's very noticeable. Like, it's not all the time. It's specifically, clearly because of a hormonal shift in my cycle, or it's literally, and that's when I started realizing how much of a coping mechanism it was for me, because if I would get stressed or have a bad day or be really upset, it would be no time at all before those carb cravings would hit. So I started learning to keep some more carby keto things around for when that happened. And so actually, I've actually sort of turned to that less and less over time, and I'm sure that will only continue, because even the carby things that I'm reaching for, they satisfy the part of my brain that says carbs, but they don't fulfill me, like they don't do that dopamine that makes you feel better emotionally. So it's making me learn like that I have to just actually process my emotions and sometimes live in them and sometimes deal with them, rather than just eat till I'm so sick I can't think anymore. I am obviously open and flexible to the fact that I may change my mind later, based off of information or body changes or circumstance changes. I have already changed my ideas and thoughts about keto a ridiculous amount since I first started keto. I'm not going to say firmly, I 100% am certain I'm going to be keto for life, because I don't want to have to eat my words later. I know that it's technically possible that I could find some other information, or maybe my hormones could shift, or maybe a health crisis could come up, or our circumstances could change, where I say, I think I'm going to do a different version, like I'm going to do low carb or whatever. I will say with 100% certainty that unless there's literally an unforeseen medical issue that I've literally never heard of and I don't think exists, but is technically possible, that prevents me, I don't think I'll ever go beyond being low carb if I do leave like being an actual ketosis. But at least for right now, even up to and including low carb, I don't see any point or reason to ever go off of keto. I don't have a desire to, and I don't see the point in it. This is the way I eat now, and I'm extremely comfortable with it. It's like, I don't have the desire, and I certainly don't have a need, so why would I? That person who was talking to me was like, well, I think you're gonna need to change your outlook on that. That seems like really extreme. And it's like, look, I'm an addict. No one would ever say to an alcoholic,
well, you just need to learn to balance your alcohol intake. When I drink, I just try to make sure I have a glass of water with it, and I just have one little bit, and that's it on the weekends. And so that's what you need to do. You can't just abstain completely. That's really extreme. That's really restrictive. Like, doesn't that take the fun out of it?
And you could be like, yes, all of those things are true, and they're still 100% necessary for me. It comes with some sacrifice of some social things. Yes, it's not always fun, but ultimately, is the net outcome a positive one? Yes, it's not destroying my life and overtaking it. Once I shifted my perspective about that, and I realized that I was like, oh, carbs are not only bad for me physically, like it's not like they're the secret junk food that you're like, well, I know it's bad for me, but I want to eat it. No, it's bad for me mentally. Like, it's not only bad for me, like I'm not good with it. I don't know. It's hard to put into words. Am I making any sense, you guys? Let me know. Is this jiving with any of your experience at all? I know that the majority of my viewers are a lot older than me and probably found keto, maybe because of health reasons. For me, it was purely weight loss, and I thought it was going to be a temporary thing until I got to my goal weight, and then I was going to try and incorporate carbs back in and just figure out how to keep the weight off. But at this point, I used to say all the time to people, if I could eat carbs and still be skinny, I would. Now I'm not so sure, now that I know what I know. But let's say tomorrow, like, I knew magically guaranteed that I could eat carbs and stay perfectly thin and healthy. Would I eat them? I'm not going to say for sure no, because obviously I'm not in that situation, but I don't think I would eat them often. I think that I would eat them when there was a pizza night and I would have a couple slices of pizza. Maybe when we went out to eat to, like, I don't know. I don't think so. I know that's crazy. I know that's crazy to say, but that's where I'm at. Maybe it is extreme. I mean, I know it's extreme, but that's where I'm at. So that is my New Year's reflection. What are my goals for the new year? Well, I have a little less than 3 months left to get to my goal weight of 154, which is the lowest weight that I can be before I have a non-overweight BMI. Now, I think that the BMIs are garbage. However, that's what doctors go by. So when it's coming to like risk factors in pregnancies and your doctor is looking over your chart and they see that your BMI is over, I think it's 24? I don't remember what the highest healthy BMI is. But, they see that it's over. They say that it's an overweight one. They're going to treat you differently because you have more risk factors as an overweight pregnant mom. So I would like to, before I get pregnant, have at least a pre-pregnancy weight, because that's what they're going to care about is your pre-pregnancy weight. I would like to have a pre-pregnancy weight of at least 154 before I get pregnant again. So I have basically a little less than 3 months to lose 15 pounds. Wait, no, because right now I'm 163. It's 9 pounds. 9. Wow. Right? Yeah. So if I lose 3 pounds over the next, 3 months, then I should be good to go. Obviously, I may lose more than that, and that would be great. Any extra that I lose, I'm perfectly okay with, because obviously then I'm going to put on weight in pregnancy. So sort of the lower I can start, the less I have to lose after baby is born, I guess. Keto for life over here. I'm still feeling that way. I am really excited because I didn't weigh myself every single day of 2022. I just started, I'd weighed myself like once a week or something, and then I started once I got on keto. So I'm excited for this year. I do weigh myself every morning to have at the end of the year, like every single day, and kind of see what happens. But yeah, I'm feeling just amazing. And honestly, like my weight right now, I feel really good. The way that I feel in my body, and the way that I look, I feel really good. Like I don't feel like I look fat or overweight. I think I look perfectly average sized. So which I'm fine with. If we get to March and, I haven't quite gotten there, we're not going to extend our timeline unless I'm like super close. Then maybe I'll extend it by like a couple weeks or whatever to see if I can like get off those last couple pounds. But it's not a strict thing for me. At first it really was, but now, again, freedom. I don't feel like I have to hit an arbitrary number. I don't feel like I have to hit an arbitrary size. I know that I am eating in a way that nourishes my body and is occasionally burning body fat, and I'm feeling good about my body. And yeah, okay, so we've done reflections. Now we can get to New Year's resolutions. I have a resolution to send out birthday cards and Christmas cards this year. I've never sent out Christmas cards, and I'm terrible at sending out birthday cards, so I went and got a bunch of stamps. So I've researched everyone in our family's relevant birthdays. They're all on there, and I'm going to be sending those out. And my second one is to start adding an exercise routine, which I am basically dreading, but I know that walking for 30 minutes or so, walking is so good for you, and I need to be walking more. I need to go outside more. I need to exercise more. I hate exercise, but I'm at least going to try to start walking. I have this nice treadmill. I watch a lot of YouTube. There's really no reason why I can't find 30 minutes in my day to put on a YouTube video, a podcast, maybe like this, and walk on the treadmill. So that's really the only change I'll be making as far as keto. I'm not going to be cutting anything out. I'm going to continue on the channel, testing out fun recipes. I will be doing probably a couple of more sit-down style talking head podcast things. I know that they may not get like a ton of views, but I really enjoy doing them, enjoy connecting with you guys, sharing my stories and hearing your stories in the comments below. All the things you've overcome or the things that you've healed or just kind of funny things that have happened to you or things that you've learned. I love hearing that. I honestly could genuinely sit here and talk forever, but I'm pretty sure it's probably past like 1 a.m. now, if you can't tell by the dark circles under my eyes. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please let me know that you are one of the few who enjoyed it. Leave a like or a comment, and let me know how you came across keto. Was it on the internet? Was it a friend? The guy that I was talking to was like, change your outlook, and I said the addict thing. He was like, no, I don't have that at all, blah blah blah. And he was like, I feel like it's only sustainable for life if you're like just like a super passionate like advocate for keto. And I was like, that's me. I am. Like, for me, here's the rating of things that I like to talk about. The good news of the gospel, the good news of keto. Let me tell you about Jesus and what he's done for me. And then it's like, also let me tell you about something else Jesus did for me, which was lead me to keto, which has been amazing. Like, it's like, it is. It's my passion. I'm so grateful for how welcoming you, the keto community, have been. All of my viewers have been ridiculously sweet. And I came on with great fear and trembling and trepidation, expecting hate comments and trolls, and I'm sure that they will eventually find me. But for now, everyone has just been like ridiculously nice, which I really appreciate. I really would like to hear your stories. You've certainly, if you've gotten this far, you've listened to me blather on forever. So bless you. You definitely get a chance to say something back and respond. You can finally get a word in edgewise. I'm sorry. Wow, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here in the infancy of my channel and supporting me. This is the end of my random podcast. I guess I'm supposed to come up with something pithy to say at the end, but like I said, it's past 1 a.m. and I just used all my brain power on the past like hour and a half of talking. So, and I hope that you all have a good one. Bye, y'all.